Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when the noise of doubt grows loud enough to almost drown out the whisper of truth. The whisper says, "You can make it," and though the world may echo back, "You can't." I am here to remind you of something far greater than any obstacle before you. The power that created you did not design failure, it designed possibility. You are designed for possibility, not failure. This truth is not simply a comforting statement. It is the essence of who you are. From the moment you took your first breath, life itself was proof that the universe had already said yes to you. Within every cell of your being lies intelligence, creativity, and strength waiting to be expressed. You were not placed here by accident, nor were you sent into the world to struggle without meaning. Every talent, every idea, and every dream within you is evidence that the same power that spins the planets also moves through you. The idea that you are limited or unworthy is not reality, it is conditioning. Society, fear, and past experiences may have taught you to shrink, to doubt, or to think small, but those beliefs do not define your truth. Deep within, you know there is something greater calling you forward. Something urging you to rise above circumstances and express your highest potential. When you begin to see yourself as designed for possibility, everything in life changes. You stop asking, "Can I?" and start affirming, "I can and I will." You stop viewing obstacles as signs of weakness and start recognizing them as opportunities to discover your strength. Even when you face pain or failure, you begin to understand that these moments are not punishments but preparation. They shape you, stretch you, and refine your awareness of what you are capable of. The human spirit was built to evolve, to overcome, and to create beauty out of challenge. Each difficulty you experience carries a hidden lesson, a seed of wisdom that can only grow through persistence and faith. You are a co-creator with life itself. The energy that formed the stars and sustains every heartbeat is not outside of you, it is within you. When you align your thoughts with that power, you activate a flow of possibilities that surpass logic. The difference between those who give up and those who rise is not talent or luck. It is awareness of their own divine potential. Once you recognize that you were never meant to fail, you start living from a place of purpose instead of fear. You take risks not because you are certain of success, but because you trust the process of growth. To believe that you are designed for possibility is to step into the truth of your identity and allow life to express its greatness through you. Your mind creates your reality because every thought you hold is a seed that shapes the world you experience. The universe responds to the vibration of your inner world long before it arranges the outer one. When you think thoughts of faith, confidence, and purpose, you begin to move in harmony with the creative energy that governs life itself. But when you dwell on doubt, fear, or limitation, you unknowingly block that same power from flowing freely through you. The mind is not a passive observer of life. It is an active participant in creation. What you focus on expands, and what you believe becomes the foundation of what you see. Every great achievement began first as a thought in someone's mind. Every act of courage, every invention, every dream fulfilled was once an invisible idea held with conviction until it became tangible reality. Your mind is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Thoughts are not empty. They are energetic instructions to the universe. When you say, "I can make it," you are not simply speaking words of encouragement. You are activating a vibration that draws people, opportunities, and ideas that align with that belief. The more consistently you hold this inner state, the more your external world begins to mirror it. This is not magic or coincidence. It is the law of alignment. You attract not what you want, but what you are in harmony with. That is why self-belief is so powerful. When you believe deeply in your ability to overcome, the mind stops searching for reasons to quit and begins to find pathways forward. Your thoughts are tools, and the direction you use them determines your experience of life. If you constantly think of what could go wrong, your energy becomes heavy and your creativity closes off. But when you nurture thoughts of hope, gratitude, and vision, you invite solutions and synchronicities that once seemed impossible. You have the power to rewrite your mental patterns at any moment. It begins with awareness, catching the voice of doubt and choosing to replace it with a thought of empowerment. This small shift in focus can transform your entire reality over time. The mind does not care whether what you tell it is positive or negative. It simply believes and creates accordingly. So choose wisely. Fill your mind with images of success, love, and strength. Speak life over your dreams, and your reality will begin to reflect the truth you hold within. Obstacles are doorways, not walls. Every challenge that appears in your life is not meant to block your path, but to awaken a strength within you that you might not have known existed. When something seems to stand in your way, it is often life's invitation to grow beyond your current limits. The human spirit is designed to evolve through resistance, just as muscles grow stronger through tension. Without obstacles, you would never discover the depth of your own resilience, creativity, or determination. Each difficulty carries within it a hidden message, a lesson that can only be learned by walking through it with awareness and faith. When you see an obstacle as a wall, you stop moving, and your energy becomes trapped in frustration and fear. But when you see it as a doorway, something inside shifts. You begin to ask not, "Why is this happening to me?" but "What is this trying to teach me?" That question alone transforms the entire experience. Suddenly, the obstacle no longer feels like punishment. It becomes a teacher. It becomes an instrument of your transformation. The universe never places something in your path to destroy you. It only sends what is necessary for your growth. Every setback carries the seed of a greater comeback, and every delay contains divine timing working on your behalf. Many people spend their lives trying to avoid difficulty, believing that comfort equals success. But comfort rarely produces growth. The very moments that seem most painful or confusing are often the ones that prepare you for your next level of purpose. When you face an obstacle with courage and openness, you begin to tap into an inner wisdom that guides you toward new possibilities. You start to notice doors where before there were only walls. What once looked like failure begins to reveal itself as redirection. Life is not against you, it is shaping you. The difference between those who rise and those who retreat lies in perception. Two people can face the same challenge, and one sees defeat while the other sees opportunity. The event is the same, but the meaning they give it changes everything. When you train your mind to interpret obstacles as opportunities for growth, you become unstoppable. Nothing outside of you can take away your power because you understand that every barrier is temporary and every challenge carries a gift. The moment you accept that obstacles are not endings but beginnings, you step through the doorway into your next level of strength, wisdom, and purpose. Faith over fear transforms life because faith is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Fear keeps you frozen in the illusion that you are powerless, while faith reminds you that you are connected to something far greater than your circumstances. Fear is loud, persistent, and rooted in the mind's need for certainty, but faith speaks quietly through the heart, assuring you that even when the path is unclear, you are still being guided. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you realign yourself with the creative energy of the universe. You move from limitation to expansion, from anxiety to peace, from confusion to clarity. Fear convinces you that you must control everything to be safe. It tells you to hold back, to play small, to avoid risk. But faith invites you to trust the unseen and believe that life is unfolding in your favor, even when it doesn't make sense. Faith is not about denying reality. It is about seeing a deeper reality beyond appearances. It is choosing to believe in the possibility of good even when evidence seems scarce. When you operate from faith, your energy shifts. Your thoughts become calmer, your choices wiser, and your actions more inspired. You stop reacting to life from panic and begin responding from purpose. The power of faith lies in its ability to open doors that fear keeps shut. When you take a step forward in faith, even if it's uncertain or uncomfortable, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive support. Opportunities begin to appear, coincidences align, and solutions emerge where before there seemed to be none. Fear says, "What if I fall?" But faith whispers, "What if you fly?" The difference between the two is not in external circumstances, but in the lens through which you see them. Every person will face moments that test their belief. It is in those moments that faith becomes more than a word, it becomes a choice. You either choose to let fear dictate your direction or allow faith to guide your vision. The two cannot coexist in the same space. Faith expands your heart, fear closes it. Faith builds courage, fear breeds hesitation. The life you dream of exists just beyond the edge of your comfort zone, and the only way to reach it is by stepping forward with trust. When you surrender fear and embrace faith, you invite miracles to meet you on the path ahead, and what once seemed impossible begins to unfold naturally before you. You are never truly defeated because defeat only exists when you stop believing in your own power. Life will test you, it will stretch you, and at times it will bring you to your knees, but those moments are not the end of your story. They are moments of renewal, where something within you is being reshaped and strengthened. Every fall carries the opportunity to rise higher than before. Defeat is not found in the event, but in the interpretation. It is not what happens to you that defines you. It is how you respond to it. When you view failure as final, you close the door to growth. But when you see it as feedback, as part of a greater process, you remain open to transformation. There are countless stories of people who faced loss, disappointment, and heartbreak, yet went on to create lives of purpose and greatness. Their secret was not the absence of struggle, but the refusal to let struggle define them. Within every human being lies a divine spark that cannot be extinguished by pain, rejection, or failure. That spark is your true essence, the part of you that knows your worth even when the world does not. When you connect with that inner power, you begin to see that what you once called defeat was simply a redirection towards something greater. The idea of defeat often comes from the ego's desire for control. When things do not go as planned, the ego feels powerless and labels the experience as loss. But the deeper self understands that life moves in cycles of rise and fall, ebb and flow. Every ending holds the seed of a new beginning. When something falls apart, it is often because it has completed its purpose and is making space for something better to emerge. To be truly undefeated means to stay rooted in faith even when appearances suggest otherwise. It means trusting that the energy that created you is still at work through every storm. When you shift your focus from what you have lost to what you have learned, your spirit becomes unbreakable. The challenges that once seemed unbearable become stories of strength. The tears that once symbolized despair become symbols of resilience. Nothing in life is wasted, not even your pain. Every experience contributes to your growth and expansion. The moment you realize that defeat is an illusion and that your true self cannot be destroyed, you reclaim your power. You rise again, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to be. Affirmation ignites transformation because every word you speak carries creative energy that shapes your inner and outer world. The simple act of declaring "I can make it" is more than motivation. It is a declaration to the universe that you are ready to align with your highest potential. Your subconscious mind listens to every statement you repeat, and over time it begins to accept those words as truth. When you consistently affirm your strength, your worth, and your ability to succeed, you reprogram the patterns of doubt and fear that may have been holding you back. The words you speak form the foundation of your belief system, and belief is the fuel of creation. Affirmations work because they redirect your focus. Instead of dwelling on what is missing or what could go wrong, they train your mind to see possibilities. Every thought you nurture sends a signal to your emotions, and those emotions determine the vibration you send into the world. When you affirm, "I can make it," you raise your energy from despair to determination. You begin to notice opportunities, solutions, and support that were invisible when you were focused on defeat. The outer world starts to mirror the inner conviction you hold. What once seemed impossible gradually begins to take shape because your belief draws matching experiences into your life. Transformation does not happen overnight, but through steady repetition and trust. The more you affirm your power, the stronger your inner faith becomes. Doubt may still whisper, but your words create a louder song of certainty. Affirmations are like watering the seeds of potential within you. Every repetition nourishes growth. They remind you of your connection to divine energy and your ability to co-create your destiny. Many people speak carelessly, unaware that their language shapes their reality. Words like "I can't," "I'm not enough," or "it's too late" act like barriers to progress, reinforcing limitation. Replacing them with life, affirming words shifts the entire atmosphere of your being. When you speak with intention, you reclaim your creative authority. You begin to live consciously instead of reactively. Each time you say, "I can make it," you strengthen the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. The mind starts to believe, the heart begins to follow, and your actions naturally align with your declaration. Over time, those words become your lived reality. The power of affirmation is the power of faith in motion, turning invisible conviction into visible transformation through the language of belief and persistence.